Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hoods, putting in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach trying to stand on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Big, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
We rise and go easy, off the easy for cheesy. With my steppers, our special kids, making plays was so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about their club. We do it for the dub.
We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, the number one high school podcast starring Pat Oteezy, Jeremy McInnes, Whitfield Roderick, Coach Carr, and Ron Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out.
The Dub, baby. You heard it first. The Dub. Man, appreciate the number one podcast in the DFW, the Dub, coming through. They always showing love.
What's up, man? It's here. It's Sunday night, man. We got to talk about it, and it's a two-man show. You know what I'm saying? We about to do it like this, dog. We about to do it like this. Just B-Rise and J-Man.
Casey and JoJo tonight.
What's going on, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. You see them Cowboys took another L, man.
Man, I don't know what we're gonna do with the Cowboys, dog. I don't. Like, where do we go from here, dog? For real.
Well, I know one thing. We done paid all that money last week, and it ain't showing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough. I ain't gonna lie, man. Good thing we got the homie on the show tonight, man. He showed us much love, man. We're gonna chop it up with our main guy, Coach G from Arlington, Seguin. You know what I'm saying? But before we do it, though, before we bring him on, man, I always gotta ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? Since it's just being you. Tell me, man. So far, man, we 4 games in, right?
4 games in. 4 games in. Yep.
Who have really showed you who they are to you? Like, what team you think? Like, okay, yeah, that's just who they are.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Duncanville.
Okay.
And the reason why I say Duncanville, their first game first game is always kind of a slow start. Second game they picked up the steam, and let's say last week against Hatch, we seen that, hey man, they in full force. Cause that have seen that we seen play. And that D-line, man, they got some dogs over there. And for them, win 41-17, I think so. Duncanville, they looking, up to par. Man, North Crowley, man, they better. Man, they are the real deal. 70-17. Like I said, Gates told me, we talked to him, the other day. He said, hey, that 51 points, y'all, that ain't happening again. So, man, they look good, man. I'm looking forward to that part 2. They definitely on a collision course.
Yes,
so, let me see who else. Trying to see, man. You know what? Trying to see who else I'm going to say. I'm going to say Carter, man. The reason why, no shade, they lost to the team they were supposed to lose to. I believe they got better. But in district play, I think they right where they want to be. Fight for that top seed with Kimball.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree. I think the team that probably showed me that's probably showing the most of who they are. I agree, Duncanville. I agree, North Crowley. You know, we thought North Crowley was good anyway, so it's not really.
Yeah, man, but they have exceeded expectations.
Yeah, and shout out to Coach Gates and Coach Harris, man. Dog, how good was it to sit there and watch a game with them two, dog?
Like, man, it was cool. Let's be real, Jay. They kept us longer than what we should have. Man, those cool cats, man. Man, I can talk football with them guys all day. Like them, Ward, Top, man. I can talk to them dudes all day, man, about football. Just, man, good vibe, man. These are good people, man.
Yeah, because you know, that's why I like watching the games with Willow, Coach Carl, because he always dropping jewels while you watching the game and just give you little things to see what you notice, and being able to watch it with Coach Gates and Coach Harris, man, that was just dope, dog. Like, hey, they know football over there. It ain't luck. I'm gonna tell you that right there. It ain't luck. It ain't luck at all.
I'm gonna say this. Another thing I'll say, you know, we'll say a play like, man, we should have ran that. No, they were giving us our props too. Like, hey, you know, y'all right. Because some plays that we say, man, they should run that. They was agreeing like so, but it was some mysteries for the most part. But man, it was a great game though. It was a good game, especially like I said with Gates and Harris there. What up, Pat Bo?
Bo tease it, man. I was about to bring on Coach, man, but
I'm doing a drive. I'm doing a drive by. I ain't gonna be on that long. I'm doing a drive by tonight.
Okay, it's all good. we driving by too, brother. So
we drive by too, man. We make do what it do.
But hey, man, I'm bring Coach on, man. And Pat, since you doing a drive by, I'm gonna let you. You know, I started out with you, but I want to bring Coach on. But before I bring him on, man, you know, I gotta give. Hey, Coach, I know you're the background. I bet you didn't know you had some walk-up music, did you? I got you some walk-up music. Yeah,
oh, man. Oh boy, what up, Coach?
Let's go. I like it. I love it.
Hey, Coach, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got chills, man, because that was just a little portion of it, man. That band went hard for about 10 minutes, man. They was going in, man. That was dope. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting.
Hey, man, it's good things happening on the South Side. I'm glad you guys were there to experience it.
Yes, sir. No yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I loved it, man. It was y'all definitely rolled out the red carpet for us, man. We appreciate everything, you know what I'm saying? And hey, we coming back.
I hope so. Come on, man. We're waiting on you guys. You guys brought a presence about yourself, so it was fun to have you guys there at our homecoming. It was a good showing, and hey, anytime you guys are available, want to come support the game, we'd love to have you guys.
Hey man, we coming. I think we're looking at that Thursday night against Heritage. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be a little stiffer competition. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't miss with our schedule in our league this year. You know, any game you decide to come through should be a game that's on the edge of your seats because we have a league that's full of depth and talent. So week in, week out, it should be a really good matchup to attend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, we did do a little interview, which I'm gonna play the interview, and then I'm gonna let my man Bo Teasy welcome you to the dub with the original questions, you know what I'm saying? Because he already said he dug it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna let him get in first, you know what I'm saying? So Bo Teasy, after this, you can have it. All right. We're here with Arlington Seguin head coach, Coach Gordon. Hey man, I ain't gonna say it was easy because ain't nothing easy, but it was homecoming. Tell me about it.
Hey, you know, kids played hard. You know, it's one of those type of games where they were really excited, really stoked to get out here in front of our home crowd, first home game here in the stadium. And so we want to come out and have a good showing. We prepared all week. You know, it'd be a fantastic program. They're well coached. And so we just want to come out there and show that we're well coached and, you know, we're getting better, you know, from one day to the next. And tonight, I think we showed that.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, man, I was extremely impressed. This is my first time seeing it live. I've seen highlights. I've seen the streams. Penny Live, man, you guys are fast. You guys are really fast, man. Real fast, real aggressive. Tell me about your offense, man. Starting with Chevy and those wide receivers.
Well, I think all those guys play complementary football. One thing we want to try and do from week in and week out is take advantage of what the defense gives us, make sure we study and are appropriately prepare for the matchups that will be available, and then coach our guys up so when they get to the game, it's not something that he's trying to figure out on the run. He's actually seen it, he's done it, he's prepped for it, so he's really out there executing what he's been coached to do. And when they do that, they're having fun, they trust each other, they trust the system, good things happen.
Hey, I asked the wide receiver, Brown, how far can y'all go? He said, ain't no limit.
Hey, I really feel as though this group of seniors, they're committed, they're dedicated, and as long as they stay focused on the main thing, being the main thing, which is getting better each day, learning to come together like never before, and taking advantage of this opportunity that exists from each day to the next, the sky is the limit for this group and what they're capable of pulling off.
Hey, I'm extremely impressed, man. Keep grinding, keep working. I'm calling it now. The king of Arlington, right here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Coach. Coach. I'm gonna say this. You got the best looking house of any coach we've had on the Dub. That house was.
Right.
I don't know what that Arlington ISD budget is, but boy, I think you took all of it. I mean, that house is laid. But hey, Coach, it was funny that early in the game, Swaggy and I was on the sideline. And I think we were near the 10-yard line, and then we look up, and hell, you damn near the 10-yard line. I'm like, Coach is coaching every inch of this field. I don't think I've ever seen a coach do that. And I know you kind of said something to your wide receiver or something, hey, we're going to come to you and stuff, and then you ended up coming to him. But I'm just like, man, Coach is all over this field and stuff. Like, the energy you exude the game, man. Are you worn out by the end of the game?
Hey, you know what, man? The games are fun, man. We get 52 weeks to prepare for these 10. So when we get these 10 weeks in the season, man, it's all gas, no breaks, everything to the last second. So it's a lot of fun to be a part of, and it's what we do in the fall.
No doubt. I enjoy coaching styles, and so, I always pay attention to that stuff. I've known Coach Mathis DeSoto for about dang near 15 years. I've always admired his style. I look at Coach Gates. He pours everything into what he does. I look at some other coaches, and they're kind of laid back. I see some other coaches where they're kind of fiery. Man, I don't know. I think you was the Energizer Bunny. I ain't never seen no coach hop up and down that sideline like I saw you, man. And even before the game, just energy.
Right.
Is that what you think you bring to the program? That's what the guys get from you?
Well, I definitely believe, and it's something we talk about, energy is contagious, okay, and especially positive energy. And so, my job as the lead is to always exude that energy that's contagious. And our kids will connect to it, and hopefully they'll play with the same type of energy. And we know that when they play with that type of energy, anything is possible. That means they're having fun. It becomes, enthusiastic, and good things happen.
No doubt. I think since you've been at Seguin, man, you have completely turned around that entire mindset. I know that my son played a long time ago, Red Oak in like 2016 or 17 or something like that. I'm like, man, Seguin got a lot of athletes, but they're just not winning these games. And now, I think they still got those same type of athletes, but now they're winning those games. So what do you think was the difference as far as you coming in pre-Coach G and after Coach G?
Well, I think that remains to be seen. We've got some time and some things that we need to still get accomplished. There's been some great coaches prior to me arriving here. I think what we can speak to is our approach on a daily, which is just simply to get better. I think that from one day to the next, we truly believe there are lots of things we can clean up in our execution. There are lots of things that we can do better fundamentally. And so we just want to look at those things. And we believe when we focus on those minute details and we can really create those daily habits, that we become a creature of habit that allows us to go out there and execute. And then those habits come to fruition in our play style and our scheme. And that's really the ultimate goal. So that's kind of where we are.
No doubt. There are levels to this thing. And I kind of, we've been talking about you guys for the last few weeks. Dub Coach of the Week, I believe, last week. but we just wanted to see what level you really was. The eye test in person, not no 7-on-7.
Right.
Coach, yeah, Coach J Mac got you in the background, but I felt like y'all took another level up. We were just trying to figure out, man, how do they compete against some of the upper echelon? I know you haven't had that game yet where you know that you play what I would consider upper echelon team, but I actually feel like you guys have taken another step up. What game? And I know you don't want to look ahead. But what game on the schedule do you think is going to give you that look or that feel?
Well, I think our next opponent is the best opponent to start with. When you look at the Colony and look at what they've done, being 3-1 football team, who they've done it against, what their past records are, the teams they've played, and how they've gone about winning, I think that's enough to concern anyone. I think if you think about what not only they've done and how the media perceives them, you can see that they're a football team that cannot be taken lightly. So I think that for us right now, we have to focus on the Colony and figure out how we're going to stop that massive ground attack they've assembled over there and how we can slow them down from putting up 51 points. I think that anything to look past that would be foolish at this point. And so our eyes are completely on doing just that and figuring out how we're going to do it, how we're going to slow it down, find a match if they're in our favor, and finding the strategic nuances so they get a chance to win this football game.
Man, awesome. And then my last question would be just speak to so when we were there, we were super impressed with the offense. We love Chevy driving that truck, right? Well, for the team, love your receivers, man. Big receivers. I mean, one looks like he's 6'5", and the other one looks like he's about 6'3" or something. And then you got Michi, who's about probably 5'6" or something. So we hey, y'all got stars there for real. Y'all got stars for real, for real.
Hey, Pat. You brought up Michi. Let me go. I got to do it. Hold on.
Do it.
Go score. Yeah. It's Showtime. Tony, get you one.
Yes, sir. They call him Big Beachy.
That's right.
Uber.
That's right. Talk about it.
No, but what I wanted you to do was, because we were equally as impressed with the defense. We didn't know what to expect from the defense. Offense is big as hell. Defense, is decent size or whatever, but I think they were super aggressive. Kind of give me a couple of stars that you would like to shine on the defense.
Well, man, that defense, we truly believe, our style of football is, to dictate. And in order to dictate, you got to have, each guy doing their 1/11th, which puts 11 together, swarming the football. And that's first and foremost out the gate. When you watch us play football, you're going to see us get lined up. You're going to see 11 get together. They're going to swarm the ball. And I think that's probably our biggest asset on defense when you look at this play. I don't think it's necessarily one guy that, really controls the flock. I think they all understand that, are equally important as a link in a chain. And as long as each link is tight on that chain, we can get some consistency from snap to snap, from beginning of the game to the end of the game. And on defense, you certainly have to have that and playing a sound football to keep the opponent out of the end zone. So I think it'd be unfair to just highlight one guy when that whole defense does their 1/11th. And that's what you see, when they're able to hold their opponents through 4 weeks to a total of 24 points.
Yes, sir. Hey, J-Mac, ain't that the baddest house of a coach we've had on here?
Oh, man, cut it out.
Right.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I think, Coach, you stunned a little bit, Coach. I gave you stunned, Coach.
Hey,
Coach got the echo. You can hear the echo.
It still got that new house smell too. Hey, but hey, fellas, I appreciate it. I got to do a quick drive. I got to roll out. I got another podcast I got to record for my youth league. But
like
you guys enjoy it, man. Good luck to you, Coach. We're gonna definitely come out and check you out against Colleyville.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate all you do for high school sports and all you do for Seguin High School. Have a great evening.
Yes, sir.
Coach, before I let B rise and Swaggy join us, man. I can't believe
he back. He all right. He back.
Hey, my main man Troy Horton said, "What's going on?" I guess he know you from Kansas State. You know.
Oh yeah, Troy Horton, that's my guy.
Yes, sir. That's a good dude. That's a good dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like Troy's a good dude, man. Salute, Troy. I'm glad Troy. You don't listen to the show. I'm glad you popped in, Troy. All we had to do was bring Coach G. You should have told me. I would have been had him on.
We'll bring Coach on every week now.
Yeah, every week. Go ahead, B. Raj. You got anything for Coach?
Yeah, I got one thing. I got one thing for you, Coach. 2 weeks ago, when we were doing our pick 'em, I think 5 out of 6 we all picked Red Oak. The reason being, we felt like Seguin got the skill players, but we was kind of suspect about the trenches. And y'all ended up being 50-14. Something like that. And last week, when we actually watched y'all play in person, me, J Mac, and Swag, we were like, man, we see Water score what it was. Man, y'all can score at the drop of a dime. Man, y'all got weapons all over the field. But question about your coaching style. You don't have headphone, Coach. You intense. I mean, you just so is it safe to say you don't do no play calling at all? You just
I think that the real situation there on our staff when we get to game day is our work is done. Me as a head coach, I do my work through the week. The organization, the prep, the structure, how we will get it done, how we collaborate, how we build the scripts, how we build the schedules for the week, how we get to the play polish. That's when my work is done. When I get to Friday night, I've hired a bunch of great coaches who are very intelligent and they're all capable of doing their 115th. And when we get to the game, it's about each man understanding his role, his responsibilities, and allowing us to collaborate equally. And so when those guys are coaching throughout the week and that's their position, and they're coaching their position, I think that it should be no different on game night. Okay, they need to be the ones in tune with what's being collaborated with the other guys who they stand alongside with each day in practice and do the same thing. I think for me in practice, as I would roam from one end to the next, to make sure that things are running according to the big picture. I think on Friday night, it should be no different. I also think it allows me to keep my space, to be in tune with the game manager, what's transpiring, how it's transpiring, and let those guys communicate the way they need to communicate so that things can take place on the field in a timely manner. And so, I've had headphones on my whole career. This year, I've tried something different, and I'm finding that I think I'm liking it a lot more than in years past. I still have the ability to communicate if need be, but the reality of the situation is we go over every situation prior to the game. I'm communicating through hand signals. I'm still tied to the game. If I do need to communicate something in broad fashion, I'm a few feet away. As you guys see, I roam. And it's nothing like have a mic and have that message echoed. So I think for me, though, it allows my guys to hear the voices that need to be heard. And on Friday nights or Thursday nights, it's those guys talking to each other, which is most important, and their streamlining of communication in a timely manner with very little distraction.
Yes, like I said, I like it. Like I said, man, you're like, man, you was intense, man. I like it, Coach.
Hey, Coach, I ain't gonna lie. He stole my question, but he
yeah.
Nice about it because the truth is, Coach, that's like the Dub pet peeve. It's coaches without the headset. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But the way you explained it, man,
it makes sense. Perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And that means you have extreme trust in your coaches.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm guessing you had total control of the hires and you really knew who you was bringing in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that speaks, if you'll give me a second, that speaks to my coaches. Here on our staff, I have an elite group of coaches, and we go through a whole offseason of coaching school, and we talk about qualities of an elite coach. And I think that in any profession, you're only as strong as the next guy along your side. And in these foxholes and trenches, you have to know over the last 52 weeks that when we get to these 10, that they can be trusted. I don't think you get to these 10 and begin to wonder if you can. That is done. So when we get these 10 weeks, we've already built this camaraderie. We've built this trust. So we've been doing the presentations in the off seasons and summers and training camp. So I'm confident in those guys when we get to Friday night that all I need to do is do my part, which is the head coaches, which is the game manage and make sure that we're in and out of situations, collect the data to make sure we make the proper adjustments. And then let those guys do what they do on a daily, which is fine tune the execution pieces and speak to those student athletes in a timely manner to get it done.
Yes, sir. You done, B. Ryan?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm done, Jay.
Well, let me go on and pass you on over to Mr. Swaggy. Mr. Swaggy. Mr.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you real quick.
Okay.
This could be a joke with it. Are you a Martin fan? You watch the Martin show?
Martin?
Yeah, the TV show. You familiar with the Martin show?
I watched it back in the day. I'm not a real big TV guy.
Okay, it was an episode on Martin. I'm pretty sure the guys have seen it. It was an episode on Martin where Pam had met this rich dude. He had a skybox at the Detroit Pistons arena, and the concept of the whole show that day, or that episode was that he take Martin and the crew to the skybox, so they got relaxed with it. They got, they fell in love with it. So then when they broke up, they couldn't go no more. So he tried to go back. The security stopped him. I say that to say this. That's how I felt between Thursday and Friday of coming to Arlington Stadium with y'all and the hospitality that y'all showed us and showed me versus going to Kincaid on Friday. That's basically what I'm getting at right now. So what I'm saying is I appreciate the hospitality that you guys showed. You guys showed pure love from the field to the press box. Man, the Dub, we truly, and I mean it from my heart, truly support y'all.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate that. And there's always nothing but love over here on the South Side. We know that we're a program that's trying to continue to get our footing and get better from one day to the next and 1 year to the next. And anytime, good gentlemen who are also good men who love highlighting our good student athletes who need so much positivity in this world. And when you guys can cover that the way you do it, it's nothing but a pure joy for me to find ways to show how much we appreciate you guys. So thanks for covering our student athletes.
I had a chance to watch a lot of athletes over the years and some in these first 4 weeks. I watched Chris Jemison. I've watched Keldon Ryan. I've watched Duncanville quarterback Keelan Russell. But man, it's an honor to add Chevy Andrews to that list. That kid got some go. I mean, I saw it in 7-on-7, but hey, with the pads on, with the line blocking, that was the number one question I had for myself in 7-on-7. I was like, okay, they look good in this 7-on-7, but how they gonna look in the trenches? And now to see it for myself, hey, you guys are doing a hell of a job over there at Seguin. A hell of a job. I think the best thing that I loved more than the game was y'all fan base. Like, they are there. They are live. They're locked in. And I don't think a lot of people understand a fan base is needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been to games. Me and the Dub have been to games. We look on the other side of the field and we see 5 people in the stands. 5. And you wonder why this team out there losing 65-0 because you don't have no support. But man, you guys had so much support. It was just beautiful to see. I see J-Mac played the clip of the band. Like, it was just live that whole night, man. Like, we felt at home. Like I told your defensive coordinator, I told him, I said, man, y'all gonna win me, man. Like, y'all gonna have me over here. Y'all gonna have me over here a lot.
Come on. You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
But now on the football note, I think you have a St. Louis Rams type of offense. The greatest show on turf. I think you have that kind of offense. You do. Your defense look great. Your team look great as a whole. Man, I just wish you the best, man, because you're an all around wonderful guy. Like I said, I think Pat said it a while ago. I've been on the sideline with Clyde Mathis, who I think is an extremely wonderful guy, and Ray Gates, who is just awesome. And man, your energy and their energy is just the same, like on the sideline. Like, I'll be on the sideline with Coach Mathis. He'll score a touchdown. He'll come find me. You see that? Like, yeah, I saw it, Coach. And every time I looked up, me and B. Raj and J Mac looked up, you right there just smiling. And and like B. Raj said, you down the field. Like, they on the goal line. You right there with them on the goal line. So it's like,
you
locked in as a coach, man.
You right there.
You locked in as a coach. Like, I know those young men look up to you. I know they feel so at home with you because your coaching style and your mentality as a man, like you're locked in. And that's a blessing to have coaches like that, that's locked in and bought into the system. So I think you guys are doing an awesome job. I support y'all. I wish y'all the best this year. And hey, who knows? Who knows what we'll see in December? But
yes, sir. Hey, Swagger. Speaking of,
thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate that and your support.
Hey, Coach, I got to show because I got to give Swagger props. I only took a few clips, but I might have to invest in Swagger because he took some great video. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't know he did feel like that.
Hey, J-Man, I was bought in, man. Hey, J-Man, I'm killing your team. Seguin, my new 5'8" favorite, man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to go get you a video camera, but I want to show this highlight, Coach, and then I gotta ask you about some of your players, of course. You know that's what we're here for. So I will show, and this is courtesy of Swaggy.
Oh my God!
Touchdown, Seguin.
J-Man.
From 30 yards out.
Okay.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love those uniforms. I love those uniforms. I love the school. I love it.
I love everything. Yeah. Coach, this kid, I'm not joking, Coach. I don't know how in the world he's not talked about more. It is amazing to me because Coach, he got everything. He's tall, he's fast, he runs route, he's a great kid. Like, I'll let you tell us the rest, Coach. I was amazed by him. I really was. And I feel sorry for that DB. I wish I could have blurred out the number because that just wasn't right.
Yeah. So Carterius, it's no secret. In my opinion, he's one of the top, if not the top wide receiver in high school right now. He's certainly a problem when it comes to matchups. And you've seen it in 7-on-7 and you see it in pads. Part of his deal is just continue to fine-tune, his craft and how he goes about it. And, I think that he's showing people week in and week out that he's a complete wide receiver. He's ability to run routes across the field, his ability to catch balls in traffic, his ability to stretch the defense vertically, his ability to separate from a defender, on post routes, and then just go back to the read coverages in terms of separating and making the read during the progression of the route. He's growing in a lot of those areas, which is really making him, a more complete receiver. I think early on, everybody knew that he was a big jump ball guy. And if you could throw the 9 ball to him, that's kind of what you got. And that was kind of the thing that I think kind of kept him out of that conversation. But when you look at him now, you look at routine throws and catches, and you're talking about route running. You're talking about really setting up defenders, working leverage, sticking standings at the top of your routes, sitting chairs, getting out of breaks, and all the little things that it really takes to separate to make yourself a big-time receiver, not to mention, his commitment in the weight room and his weight gains. He was a guy that was also very kind of light, and you were concerned about his ability and how big would he get. Well, from his freshman year when he came in there playing about 165 to now where he's already 189 at 6'3", you can already imagine what that's going to turn into. And like I said, when you add into his speed, I think that, he's a guy that certainly is going to be tough to contend with because of his range to separate and his ability to catch the ball. He's got big hands and lots of range to or attack the ball. So we're excited about him and excited about what he's been able to contribute thus far.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, that was my first time because he didn't play 7-on-7 at the tournament we was at. I think he was missing that game, so we didn't see him then.
Yeah, he was out that game. Remember?
Right.
He was on the sideline with us.
So,
yeah.
So that was my first time seeing him live, and I was like, "Who is this kid?"
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What he did, man? Like, and it seemed so easy for him, man. And I don't know how SMU stole him. My guess is they're going to get some competition before signing day. Ain't no doubt about it. Like, you can't tell me the other dogs ain't coming. You know what I mean?
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna try to get that film to Randy Mouse if I can. But you got Mouse.
I got you.
I mean, he was making DBs look bad all night, man. And he's such a cool kid too, man. I interviewed him. I should have downloaded his interview, but and that's another thing, man. His interviews got like 1,000 views as soon as I put it on Instagram. And I was like, good Lord. Yeah. So they know about the kid, you know.
They do.
Yeah, he's got plenty of offers. I mean, he's a kid that has multiple offers. I think that he just need to come out and have the type of season he's having thus far, and I think he can show that he can continue to do it and do it in the games that matter. I think we're really, is going to come down to.
Now, Coach, let's talk about our little guy, the one you said he's slippery when wet, Paul.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say that. I swear I was just going to say, let's talk about Malachi.
Malachi
I was just going to
Mei,
say that, man.
Malachi Mei, man. We got to get Malachi Mei to somebody college. He deserves it. I know you guys work hard at that, and I know you guys are going to do it. But talk to us about number 5.
Okay, so from the time I met Malachi when he was in 7th grade, there at Alza, we gave him the nickname Showtime. Okay, we called him Showtime then because every game in 7th grade, he was a running back. He touched the ball. He put on a show. Nobody could tackle him. This continued all through junior high. It continued all the way to what you're seeing now. So for us, it's showtime. It's him being him. The deal now is he's a senior. He's always been smaller, but now he's a smaller, stronger man. His weight room numbers are very impressive pound for pound. He's our first leg on our 4x1 that qualified all the way through region. And he's the first, I think it was second or third leg on our 4x2 that qualified for state. So he is a elite track sprinter. Let's be clear. He's a scratch guy. So when he gets the ball, it's really a lot of fun because you have to bend over and drop your pad levels to tackle him. By the time you do that, he's typically one cut, one step away. By the time you reach, it's a split second too late because he's pulling away. And then once he separates, it's tough to close space because he's moving really fast. So he's a lot of fun to watch. That's why we call him Showtime.
Hey, let me answer a question real quick, J-Mac. Taylor, Chuck Taylor, to answer your question, this man is in week 5 of the season in district at that. He not, and nobody else is worried about sock right now.
Yeah, well, we ain't worried about sock. We'll cross that when we get to sock.
Exactly.
Yeah, they in the reads and everything.
We gonna cross that when we get there.
Yeah.
Well, they fans just fucking. I mean,
that's week 15. That's a week 15.
They fans ignoring me. Just
we got a long way to go. That's week 15 matchup. So long way to go.
That's a long way to go, man. We try to put we try to put pause since they, we the Cougars. We try to put pause on the colony right now. We ain't worried about.
That's right.
We put pause on the colony.
They the Panthers, so they both have pause.
Yeah, it's gonna be a game.
Hey, Coach, real quick though, you got a big one coming up. I don't know if this week is it when the Timberview this week or next week.
Next week.
That defense is stout, man. Giving up 10 to the Heritage, giving up 20 to Kimball, giving up a little bit. I forgot what they gave it to Orgal, but it was a good game. That defense is stout. So how you preparing for that one?
You know, I have not really sat down and really figured out, what that's going to look like in its entirety and in detail. Off the surface, I'll speak, to their program as a whole. I know they're going to be well coached. They're extremely talented. They've got players all over the field, and they always have had them. I think that when you talk about our district, you have to talk about those guys over there in Mansfield and Timberview and the great job that they do year in, year out. Without us knowing much else other than that, what we saw in the preseason coming in, really don't know exactly what that's going to look like. I do know that, we have a big task ahead of us this Friday night with the Colony. And I do know that when I get off the call with you guys, I've got to get back onto that tape to make sure that, we can continue to do the things we set on our program to do, which is simply get better and to give ourselves the mental competitive edge. And that starts with the preparation and the focus that, it requires to, beat a quality football team like we're going to face this week.
You know what's so sad about it, Coach? And B. Rise can vouch for me on it. He was with me at the Timberview and Kimball game. Timberview is going to be one of those teams this year, man, and I hate to say it, going to be a really, really good program that's going to probably miss out on the playoffs because of injury to derail their season. That's how important that quarterback was to them. B. Rise, was he important?
Yeah, he was. He made a significant difference.
No shade to Kimball, none at all. Just I got the shirt on. No shade to Kimball, but that was going to be a blowout if he would never got injured. B. Rise, can you agree with that?
Yeah, I can vouch for it. Yeah.
So that injury, there's a lot of injuries around the league that's hurting teams. I think Red Oak is probably the only one of the injuries. Well, the Colony Carson injury, but Red Oak is probably the only one that can survive because they have talented receivers in that situation. But that Timberview injury, that hurts that ball club badly. I mean, extremely bad. Because when me and B. Rise saw in the first game of the season, we was looking like, man, Timberview finna be a problem. And that injury happened, and it just changed like the whole offense. I mean, the defense still is stout, but it's gonna be one of the situations where you got a stout defense, but your offense can't produce. And we all know your offense can't produce. That's not good because I just want to say that.
Coach ain't trying to hear about you, man. He done told you it's all about the Colony right now. That's it.
Right.
We were just talking about the.
I'm just looking at his face. Like, yeah.
The Colony in the same predicament. They're in the same situation.
They is.
I got to Go ahead,
man. What team? I remember I was talking to Coach Tylerson and Waxahachie, and he was saying, "Hey, man, hell, we lose our quarterback, we in trouble." Like, what team ain't? If you lose your starter,
that's true. That's true.
Unless you Duncanville from 2 years ago, I mean, you realize you had a better one waiting anyway. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's crazy, but that's true.
Hey, man.
That's crazy, man, but that is true. That's true.
That's
wild.
Like, Coach, I know you told us you got to get back to the film. So before we let you go, man, but I love having you here, man. You welcome anytime.
Yeah, man.
Anytime, brother. So, but
I appreciate it.
I do want to highlight some of your coaching staff, right? Because I agree with you. I haven't met everybody, but every coach I've met on your staff has been A1. Like, you
cool.
made it a point not to hire just great coaches, but you made it a point to hire great human beings, right? Like
men.
Yeah.
Correct.
And before I go there, I want to give a shout out to Principal Linson. That's my new family.
Yes, sir.
Family.
Yes, sir.
That's family now.
That's family.
By the way, is another great human being. Like, that's one of the greatest people you're gonna be.
Not facts.
Like, but back to your coaches, man. I've noticed that, and I gotta ask: was that intentional? Was that coincidence? Like, you hired like really great human beings as well as great coaches. And what's the secret in that?
You know, it's my firm belief that you got to hire good men. And when I look at these coaches, I never looked at their resume for what they had done. If you look at my staff, all of my staff, if you look at the bulk of them, they're all guys who are first-year coaches, never coached, or were former players that had just transitioned from playing the game, looking for an opportunity to coach. I've got one coach out of the entire group that had more experience than others, but for the bulk of my coaches, they're all coaches that start off as good men. I want to know if they're a good father. Okay, if they're a good father, if they're a good husband, I know they'd be a good coach and a good teacher. I like coaches that, you know, come in and they're married with a family, because I believe that a coach is an extension of the family. And I think that in sports, when you can draw those parallels, you can set a lot of examples. You can be real good role models for our community. And so I found those types of guys who wanted to buy into the type of culture I was building. If you walked into our football program, it doesn't say anything about, you know, the masculine word, the this or that. It says love and respect. And I wanted those types of coaches on my staff that were going to lead with love, because love never fails. And then I also wanted coaches that were going to model respect and help our kids understand, you know, the importance of being a respectable man, and the respect will get you inside of doors, and lack of respect will keep you outside. So on the hiring process, these are all things that we went over in depth, much more so than showing up in an interview and going over a PowerPoint about how well you could coach XYZ. I talked to them about the man they were, their families, how long they've been in their families, what was important to them, the contributions they would like to make. I want to make sure that they understood this coaching is a demanding profession far beyond the field. And once they could get through those things, and I knew what I had, I knew I could bring those type of men on, and they would see it like I would see it, you know, golden opportunity to serve kids in the community. And then the last part is the football piece that, you know, we feel like ties everything together and gives the kids a chance to be special. And that's what we focus on, learning the game.
I love it, Coach. I love it, man. You've done a great job. I ain't gonna lie. And I hope you guys continue to lead those young men. You lead those young coaches. Like, it's only a few coaches, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be just totally transparent. Since I've been doing the dub, it's only been a few head coaches that really take pride in mentoring their young coaches to be great leaders.
Absolutely. That's the goal. Okay. For me, I'll tell you hands down right now, this is a ministry for me. And my job is to facilitate where I am and be a vessel, okay, to help those coaches who have dreams, aspirations, for those young men, to give them hope that goes far beyond the playing field. At my place, we talk about the 95%. And if you give me a second to tell you what that looks like, is football only lasts for 5% of their life. And I tell them, okay, we're going to have something to go to. And so the 95% is the ultimate game of life. That's our knowledge, okay, that converts to cash. That's being the student prior to the athlete. That's the mental stamina that we'll have that will go far beyond the playing field. So when we talk to our staff and our coaches, we all understand that. We're more focused on that 3.2 GPA because we know that carries into the meeting room. That gives them the football IQ. That gives them the understanding of what it really requires for them to be better than what they were the next day to the next, and then go on to be a good father, good husband. So those are some of the things that in the backdrop that we really hang our hat on here inside of our program.
Yeah, I love it, Coach. I love it. And I got a homie coming on next, man, and he's in love with track program. So the fact that he know you as the track guy, I'm pretty sure he's very happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's very happy with that. And hey, man, just continued success. We'll see you in a couple weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll see you.
Thank you guys again for everything. Thanks for this opportunity to highlight our kids in our program. And we really appreciate our kids in our community, our coaches, and our leader, Mr. Billy Linson. We appreciate you guys taking time out on this Sunday evening to highlight our kids in our program. And we wanted to say thank you from the south side of Arlington. Go Cougs.
Yes, and once again, let's shout out to Principal Linson. Matter of fact, if you go to the YouTube page, he's on the cover. I put him on the cover of this show. His picture is on the cover of this show. His
Yeah, that
picture
was
is thumbnail.
a dope picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was intentional. It wasn't by
Yeah.
That's
accident.
right.
So
That's right.
Shout out to Principal Linson, man. That's a
What a
great
great guy too.
He's a great
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, man. Most definitely.
Everybody on that sideline was just great, man. Like y'all whole staff, like the teachers, the principal, everybody that was over there just great. So that's all.
It's a good
Coach, we're
culture.
gonna let you get back to that film because we don't need no losses because we done had you on the show. So I'm telling you now, get ready for the haters. They coming.
Hey, yes. Hey, you know what? We understand that's part of it, and we'll control what we control, which is our time, and make sure we're investing and not spending it. So the moment we click off this show, I'll be investing my time to ensure that we continue to get better.
And real quick, Coach, where's that game at this week?
In the Colony.
In the Colony on Friday?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
On Friday.
Okay. Well, hand up, Coach. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Make sure you come back, Coach.
Hey, invite me back. I'll be here.
Hey, you got open invitation. Open invitation.
All right. Sounds great, guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Man, I fool with Coach, man. Now,
Hey,
Swag, I need you to calm down. I need you to chill for 1 second. Okay? Because I got my man on here. Alonzo. Alonzo.
Yes, sir.
That's my boy.
What's
You
up,
are
bro?
not here to be
That's my
down
boy.
with Swag. I'm just letting you know now.
Hey, man. Hey, me and Zoe be internet having fun, man. We don't be for real.
Alonzo, I'm mad at y'all. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, we pissed off with you too, Alonzo. So I'm glad you got that Caillou shoulder on. Cause you got some explaining to do, brother.
Yeah,
Zoe,
I was playing to do a lot.
I would have been 8-2.
All right, let me do this. Let me say my greetings to everyone. Like I say, J Matt, B Rise, my man Swagger Sway. Like you said, yeah, man, it's all internet fun, man. I'll be laughing when Swagger be posting stuff, man. And I get it. And I want to shout out to Coach Gordon, the coach that just left, man, because I'm a track dude, like you said, and it's something about the atmosphere. I've taken my track club, and I've also officiated a few meets out there, Arlington, and it's a different atmosphere in Arlington. No offense to any other groups around or anything like that, any other prominent track programs, but it is like a family unit. So what you all experienced this weekend is what we experience every time we go there, and when we see all those Arlington teams like Seguin there in Sam Houston when we officiate meets at UT Arlington. So it is definitely a family unit. So I wanted to get that out there that what they're doing is fantastic. I may sneak over to that game because the Colony is right now FM 423 for me. So I may sneak over there because that's going to be a good matchup this coming weekend.
Hey, Zoe, did you see my video? I posted with Shakai Richardson unveiling her track. At Kim K?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, I'm so proud of her, man. Like I said, I knew her from when she was a little kid, and I'll say this, and people don't realize this because they may see some things like on camera, but Miss Richardson is really shy. She really is. If you get to know her, she's a sweetheart. And so when she reads all the negative stuff on social media, it takes to heart because she's still a kid. Like I said, she's the same age as one of our twins because when she dominated the 1 and the 2, one of my twins, our daughters, was dominating the 400. So they got to know each other, over the years. So, but yeah, that's a great video, and keep doing those shots and those steals, and just the people in the area, man. Shout out to I'm seeing CD, Kate Durham doing his thing,
man.
Tatum doing his. It's like the whole area, man. That's just shining all over. So all these athletes, man. I know no disrespect to Houston, but I can say, man, DFW. It takes Homer because I thought it takes, man. It's just something about the talent in this area, man. I'm proud of these young men and young women.
I agree. Hayden Durham is, man, that catch he had yesterday for that 60-yard touchdown. Man,
yeah,
I thought a Duncanville speed on that one.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I thought a Duncanville going past the Soto speed on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
J Mac, I know you could be over here, so you can razz me about CUD Kyle. Go ahead, man.
I did, but I also
We need answers, man.
But believe it or not, I respect your knowledge, your vast knowledge of high school. Like you up north, but you know about East, West. You know, we got the South, but you know about it everywhere. So Coach Willow is gone. If y'all didn't know, Coach Willow is actually having dinner with the president and vice president at some fundraiser. So he's doing his thing. Shout out to Coach Willow out here rubbing big elbows. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can get an interview and get a dub shout out. You know, hey, whether you vote for him or not, if you get to have dinner with the president, it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal.
Ice Cube said it. Never have dinner with the president. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did it though.
Yeah.
He ended up having dinner with the president. That's why I said it's one of those things. And you know, Coach Steele will. You know, he's one of the good guys, man. Like I said, a lot of times people see things like, you know, like Swaggy was saying earlier, we'll go at it, you know, on the internet, but you know, he's one of those guys, like I told him, and I say it publicly because I tell him that proudly all the time, man. I'm proud of him, man. You know, all of y'all, like I said, what y'all doing, because these coaches, man, they watching. I just keep hearing all their little catchphrases and stuff, even though they don't want to give the dub shout out, they still use y'all catchphrase. I've been noticing that.
yeah, you know, it's a lot of we got a lot of haters. I'm gonna be honest. We got a lot of frenemies too. You know, they come as friends, but they really don't like us. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool too. Cause I want everybody. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know.
Hey, so I don't know if you heard the news or not.
Just don't be mad when I treat you the way I treat you. You know.
I'm not a member of the South Side no more. I'm not a South Side member no more.
And J Mac. And tell me, can they complain to the P.O. box? Complain go to the P.O. box right there.
Yeah, all complaints need to go to B. Rise and P.O. box right there. Right there.
Oh, that what that is? I wonder what that was.
He got a complaint suggestion box.
I want to start off, man. We talked a little bit. I don't know if you're familiar with this one, Lonzo, but we do the shout outs, right?
Yes, sir.
Shout outs from the weekend. Everybody get their shout outs to whatever stuck out to you. So I'm gonna give do y'all want to get a guest first shout outs?
Hold on, Jay, man. They in the chat. They don't know who president you talking about. It's my president or what? Tell them what you're talking
about. Tell them don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's about Miss Harris.
Don't worry about it.
Miss Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. You want to give shout outs first, Lonzo? Anybody?
Yeah.
Man, I want to give a shout out to Coach Rickland, Chisholm's Trail, and those Power Rangers being 4-0, and how he has turned that program around. He's had more wins in this season than they had the last 3 previous seasons. Just the job that he's doing out there. Shout out to Coach White that's there at North Crowley, the basketball coach. Shout out to I want to say shout out to Coach Tillman out there. Like I said, the work he's doing at Midlothian, they 3-1. Like I said, man, it's so many. Like I say, the good guys. And I gotta say this, shout out to Coach Shavers, who is now at 500. I know some were doubting at first. UIL finally got their act together, and their quarterback is now eligible to play, and they've been turning things around. So that North Forney game this weekend is going to be a good one. So I say shout out to them, and shout out to all those young men, even though it didn't come out the way we should up there at Texhoma at CU. I know everybody talking about a lot of points, but witnessing the game and seeing it firsthand and the way they came back, and I'm glad that Ziondre is good. He was suffering an injury for most of the night. I found out that he had a cramp in his calf that he just couldn't get out, so it came down to the last play. So shout out to those young men for fighting back, and those juniors and underclassmen, those sophomores. That I saw something between that second and third quarter. When the defenses really started taking a stand, because there was a blowout. So for them actually growing up, and you're gonna see the difference next week. As I try to tell an individual, he's like Beetlejuice. I'm not gonna say his name too many times. So he gonna try to, I know you're gonna send him the invite, J Mac. I know you are. Say, come over here and talk. But remember, if you go back, I said week 5 is gonna be the difference. You're gonna start to see changes. So shout out to all them, shout out to all the good guys, all the good coaches, and still Will up there. And I don't know if they're in DC or not, but doing this thing. So yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, still Will. When you see this, man, I'm proud of you, sir.
And let me go on and just show this, because I guess we gotta love our people, dog. Like our people are just, they just assholes. You know what I'm saying? They just assholes. Like our fans is just really assholes, and I guess we gotta love them. But I'm just telling you what you is. You're an asshole. Maybe you take it out to me. Character. Hey, maybe it's me. I'm an asshole. Y'all asshole, but this is where Willow is at right here. There you go. So if you don't know who it is, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's where he's
at.
Go vote. Now go vote for somebody. Y'all asking, y'all mofos ain't even registered.
You own it. You own it, J Mac. You on it tonight.
J-Mac swaggy tonight. Yo. J-Mac swaggy tonight. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What? We need to start having some swaggy awards, man.
We got to, man.
Have some swaggy awards. Oh man.
Like what other president would I be talking about? Like, please, good Lord.
Oh man.
At the NAACP.
You know what? Hey, man, that go back to head of state where they're like president of what? Which is like a what? The United States of what?
What? America. That just came on another night.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Hey, B-Rise, man, who you got some shout outs for, man?
Man,
let's show love to
first shout
like we supposed to.
I don't know, man. My first shout out, man, to the Mansfield Tiger, man. You know what? I might have to just switch the lines, man. They 4-0. So, Mansfield Tigers 4-0. Hey, that's where I pay my taxes too. Hey, that's who I'm giving my first shout out to. Second, say them Allen Eagles, man. They 4-0.
Yes, sir.
They had a good win over Plano, 38-21. You know what? Shout out to going to the East, man, to West Mesquite and the Fighting Jacks, man. They 4-0 too. So I want to give them another shout out, but I can't. They the only undefeated school in DISD, but they did some some sucker stuff. But
you gotta give credit. You gotta give credit where credit is due, brother.
Oh man.
So all right, but shout out to WT White, man. Damn, they 4-0 too.
Oh,
they 4-0. WT White, aka South.
WT White. They are right there.
Yeah, they 4-0. The only DISD school to be undefeated. Yeah, they undefeated.
They are
for now.
They the last of the Mohicans. Speaking of which, DISD, boy, we definitely gonna talk about that Skyline. I know that. We been talk about that Skyline. I'm just saying, we gotta talk about Skyline. But who you got shout outs to?
Oh man, you already know that. First and foremost, the one and only, the one of the realest coaches in Dallas, Coach Spencer Gilbert and the Cowboys of DWC getting his first win, 35-0 over Wilmer Hudson's. Second, I gotta get credit where it's due. Leon Paul and the Lancaster Tigers off the 9. They 1-3 now. But I gotta give the biggest shout out to my haters for losing. Louisiana, thank you for beating Longview. And of course, Cedar Hill, man. Nick Ward, they was counted out before this game. Let's be real about it. Everybody like, oh man, I think Skyline, this and that. Cedar Hill heard that noise. Hey, Cedar Hill said, hold my beer. So definitely give a shout out to Cedar Hill. And last but not least, Warren Seguin High School. 4-0. making noise, doing their thing. And Zoe, don't get mad when I do this, but it's the truth. Shout out to Coach Todd Dodge.
Yep.
He's trying to turn it around out there. That's it.
Yes, sir. You good with that? But I told y'all, like I said, Coach Dodge is who really taught me the X's and O's of football. It was more than just tackling, but actually using my mind in the game. That's why, I always give a shout out to him. So yeah, I told you, Coach, he's a miracle worker, man. He does what he does. Everywhere he goes, he's a winner.
Hey, Coach Todd got a good point, though. You got a good point, Todd. You right about their preseason schedule. You are absolutely 100% right about that.
Mm-hmm.
That do makes a difference. You know why it makes a difference? Because, and I ain't being braggy, but this Carter team Friday night, it felt like they was prepared for this game because of what they had faced in the previous 3 weeks. It felt like they went out there and they just won that game with ease, because they were battle tested. So yeah, Coach Ty, you're right about the scheduling, bro. That makes a hell of a difference.
Right.
It's different when you WT White and you beat up on Brian Adams, who ain't won a game all year, who ain't even scored a point all year. Then you go play a Newman Smith and lose. Then people start saying, "Oh, they ain't who they thought we were." So like Wilma Hutchins, been beat up on Fort Worth Southwest, all the Fort Worth schools, and you get to Carter and you can't even score a point. So yeah, Coach Ty, you're right. Scheduling does matter, bro.
Damn, Hutch.
Yeah, I was not expecting that score to be like that, man. I knew Carter was going to pull it out, but I thought it'd be a one-score game. I didn't think it'd be, where you're turning it off at halftime, man. I didn't see that score coming. I didn't.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm gonna be honest. I expected Carter after 3 losses. I expected Carter to come in ready to prove a point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not taking nothing back from Hutch. Hutch won 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. They won 3 games and they lost 1. Those are the facts.
Hey, Swag, question for you real quick. My bad, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I don't think they could have played anybody to prepare them for Carter. Like,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? They probably would have gonna lose that game regardless.
Right. Where do we got them in the fourth playoff hunt? Do we still got them 4 seed or what?
B-Rise, I'm gonna be real with you. And this ain't no shade. I promise to God it ain't. Hutch Nation. Don't try to beat me up at William Chicken at Holland Hills, please. When you see me, I got my 2-piece on Mondays. But on a serious note, B-Rise, for what I saw, they might be on the outside looking in. I'm gonna tell you why. Carter Campbell is a lock. Pinkston, I'm not for certain, but Dallas Lincoln, don't sleep on him.
Okay.
And North Dallas, don't sleep on him. So that Hutch and North Dallas game might come down to the 4th spot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's why that game was so important. Like, you lose that game, you're 0-1 in that tough district already. So now you coming from the bottom. Now you can't afford to go 0-2.
Yeah, you right.
I mean, I don't think Roosevelt will beat them, but who knows?
What is
What you say about Joshua? They were saying Joshua.
Bradshaw, you want us to what you want to do? Congratulations for beating Spruce. Congratulations. Big shout out. Let me start my shout out. Shout out to Sock for beating Spruce.
J-Man is swaggy tonight. We reverse roles.
Man, he done swagged out tonight, man.
Go ahead, J-Man. You swaggy tonight.
They make it 500.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, he came in here like what, bro? Like, and that's my dog. It's like, what? What are we doing?
Oh man, J-Mac is swaggy on switch place. Like, what's that movie? Freaky Friday.
And Trace Places with Eddie Murphy now.
Man, y'all don't switch, y'all don't traded places, man.
All right, J man, give me my body back, dog. Get your body back.
Oh man.
I wasn't even talking out. No, I'm seriously like. We just trying to knock these scores out. We got so many people trolling in the chat today, man. I don't know who this Officer Jackson is, but good Lord, this dude right here is off the chain. Oh, sweet cheese. Oh, sweet cheese. Oh, sweet cheese back in the chat.
Oh, no, not again. Say, man. This ain't the Diddy broadcast tonight. This is the dub, not the Diddy. Got on with that. They know all your ass up out of here.
What's going on? What the hell I'm in?
Oh, man, I don't know what's going on, man.
What up, Coach?
He was on Coach Carr last week.
Man, I laughed for damn an hour, dog. I'm laughing hard.
Coach Ever, man, we just try to get through the scoreboard, man. It's hard as hell.
We already had a bad day, man. Both our teams lost.
We just try to get through the scoreboard, man. We can't.
Let me have one question about NFL real quick. So you saw the game today, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you think the problem is?
I'm gonna give you one player. Kendricks, man, 5-0. When y'all go back and watch, man, the last two games, man, he's like, I don't know if he on that 7-second, that TV got the 7-second delay. I'm telling you, man, we need another middle linebacker. He cannot play, man. Kendricks cannot play. Just focus in on 5-0. He is always late, man. They run right at him. And he just can't make a play. He can't.
My last one of this for y'all Cowboy fans. Is it time to call Dalvin up?
Yeah. Zeke is in the role that he's in, man. He come in, he give you a couple. Really, he's just a Dak security blanket. And, back there as far as pass protection, man, but as far as getting out there and really getting some yards, going to pound and get in there, I'm like, nah, man, he one of those deals that you gotta use him like refrigerator Perry. See, I'm now telling my age back in the day. When you get on the 2-yard line, put Zeke in. He gonna get in the end zone, but anything from your end, your 20 to the opposing team's 20, you can forget it, man. But those two players, man, call Dalvin up and Kendricks, man, 5-0. He got to hang it up, man. Got to hang it up.
That's all I have for that. All right, J man.
Like Mike Allstott. That's who you mind me right now. Mike Allstott.
Who be right?
Zeke. J man. He's like it's Mike Allstott.
He getting cut. I thought they gonna cut him.
I don't want to go too far NFL, man.
All right, we ain't.
I feel bad, bro. We blew a 21-7 lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was in a good mood, man. I don't want to talk about them.
Hey, J-Man, the Saints lost. That should make you happy.
I mean, that don't even make me happy because they won their Super Bowl last week.
Oh, damn. All right, back to the high school.
They won their Super Bowl. They don't care. But hey, give my shout outs, man, because we just falling all off the damn railroad tracks. That's what I didn't want. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like B. Ryan. I'm trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? But,
get in, get out.
Woo! Y'all ain't keeping me, man, because I'm tired. I had a long weekend. So look, shout out to Panther Creek still winning. You know what I'm saying? They definitely
they balling. They balling.
They still my favorite for 4A. Shout out to Lovejoy, man. Lovejoy put two together. You know what I'm saying? 2-2. Shout out to Cedar Hill, brothers. Cedar Hill, man. I gotta give Cedar Hill a big shout out. I did not know that they could, you know, just debo Skyline like that.
Right.
Like they totally dominated Skyline. Like, look, I'm showing you. Look, even though they did get the yards, but that was like towards the end.
Yeah, that number
They
22
really
for
kind
Cedar
of.
Hill, man, that's a freight train.
Let's start there. Go ahead, B-Rod. I want you to break this game down. Go ahead.
You know, going to the game, you know, I picked Skyline. You know, the reason being from the last performance from Red Oak. You know, Red Oak was coming off a beat down to Seguin. So, I mean, originally, you know, Skyline was coming off a big win at Crowley. So, you know, naturally, I felt Skyline was going to win, but obviously they didn't. Man, Cedar Hill, man, they did good, man. They offense, they were leaning. Man, they were leaning on Skyline. But they were leaning, man. But for Skyline, they do got some playmakers. I just think they need to get them involved more. They're number 3 for Skyline. He's a OU commit. They need to get him more involved. But all in all, it was a good game. But you know, the Cedar Hill fans, they got some home cooking though. Man, them refs was terrible. Them refs was terrible. But all in all, man, the team with the better quarterback won the game. That's what it came down to. You know, the team with the better quarterback play won. What do you think, Jay?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought Skyline choked for a better period. I thought the lights were too big for the coaches, the administrators, the everybody, all the way down to the players. I thought they had. I don't know what game plan they had when they went into the game. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass. They couldn't run. They couldn't pass. I don't know what I would love to know. I would love to know what the plan was going into that game. But
they did have a big play, Jay. They did have a big play the first half. You know, number 2 had that long run, and they had that long pass. But after that, they couldn't do nothing after that, though.
I don't know, man. I just and then like your best players 2 and 3 on offense, you know, you just kind of ration the ball out to them. Like you didn't even feed them. I mean,
they definitely got to come in with a better game plan. Like you said, from what I observed is this may get me in trouble. You know, I'm on the north side, but it gets down to sometimes the coaches outthink themselves and they get away from what's been working the previous weeks because they try to get into the opponent's coach's head and think, well, they're going to tee off on this. It's like, I'm like you, J-Mac. You feed your best players. You keep feeding them until they tap their helmet to come out of the game. You gotta keep them engaged in the game. And I think Skyline got away from their game plan. And it was just kind of what I think, really, honestly, I think this game was a wake-up call for Skyline. Because, you know, they had been chugging along. And I think that they came in and they're going to get back to the meat and potatoes and get all that parsley and stuff off their plate and just get back to where the rubber meets the road. But I think this is a wake-up call for Skyline. I think you'll see a different team here in the next couple of weeks.
But I will say this about Skyline. They are a lot different team from when Cody got there 3 years ago. They got some players. I mean, they got some athletes over there. Don't you agree, J-Mac? I mean, they got some players over there, man.
Well, I mean, they got some really good players. Like,
yeah,
really
good. They got some athletes over there. Now they do.
Y'all can take it. I mean, we got a whole segment called Lemon Booty. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you don't like the term choke, then lemon booty. Whatever you want to use it. Bottom line was this was a big game.
Playoff
this
game,
was a
really.
big game. you know. And on this game, and trust me, I think they're gonna come back. I think they will fix what they did, but on this game, it didn't happen. Like, look, your best running back, 6 for 185, he got the ball 6 times.
Yep, if I say you keep feeding them, you got to keep feeding them.
Your best wide receiver, he got the ball 4 times. He scored within that 4 times. Your best rusher, he scored within that 6 times.
Damn.
So I'm not just pulling shit out my ass.
What a minute, 185 for 6 carries?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, 6 carries and he had 185?
Yep, buck 85.
Oh, damn. What worked for Cedar Hill, they rolled it. They rolled it.
Shit.
Yeah, I just hope Skyline, when it comes down to playoff implications, that they don't look back and that's the game that cost them the playoffs.
Maybe they were looking
like. Right, though, because now you're in a situation where shit, you can't lose. You can't lose no more.
They're gonna have to beat up. They're gonna have to fool around and beat Duncanville or DeSoto.
Yep, you got to beat the juggernaut. You're gonna have to. You got to upset somebody.
And Hatch.
Or like I said last week, you're gonna be in a situation where you got to have somebody else do your work for you. Mm-hmm. That ain't good. So you coming down to a Mesquite Horn, got to beat DeSoto. Like, oh man, your faith in the hands of Mesquite Horn. Like, so that's why you gotta win these games.
Yeah, that was a playoff game.
Yeah,
that was literally a playoff game.
Man. The loser of that game is I mean, I ain't gonna say you're out, but
you got some work to do.
Probably
a lot.
You know how many times over the years that I didn't see like a Kingston or somebody's faith in the hands of a damn North Dallas, of a 0-8 North Dallas. The kids already know they season over. Like North Dallas ain't beat no damn Hutch. Mm-hmm. So it's like not for real. Like these kind of games, like you don't want that to be down the line. Like we need them to lose. We need them to beat DeSoto. It ain't gonna happen. But we need them to beat Duncanville. It ain't gonna happen. So
the game on the calendar.
You gotta have these.
Lancaster.
Yep.
That's the game. Everyone got a circle. Cedar Hill and Lancaster.
See, guess what though? But see, now it works the other way around because for Cedar Hill, let's say it get down to like week 8, week 9, and Cedar Hill, somebody need Skyline needs somebody to beat Cedar Hill by a certain amount of points. It ain't gonna happen. Cedar Hill gets in with a tiebreaker, so they won the game. So this is where it comes down to now. You know, in the district now, it comes down to you got to win by 14 points, or you got to win by this and that. So these are the games you have to have.
Let me ask you this scenario, J-Mac. Let me ask you this. Could you see Skyline beating Lancaster and Lancaster beating Cedar Hill? Is that a possibility?
I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. They really need Lancaster to beat Cedar Hill now. If you're looking at it from
Skyline. And Lancaster and Skyline gotta beat, and Lancaster gotta beat Skyline gotta beat Lancaster.
Guess what though, B-Rise? Watch this. You too, J-Mac and Zoe. Lancaster is in that same conversation with the Carters, with the Tops, and everybody else who had 3 hard games. They finna start clicking. You got to think about that. That non-district was brutal to them too. With Hebron, I don't know about that one, but the other 2 was brutal. Alito, North Crowley, Hebron. You don't think this team? See what they just did last week. Lancaster finna start clicking. Mm-hmm. DeSoto, Duncanville, Cedar Hill, Waxahachie, none of them finna run over Lancaster. So it's finna get gritty now.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think this Cedar Hill Lancaster game is coming up next week. I think this is for the fight for 3rd, or maybe who lands in 4th.
Right.
I still will favor Waxahachie over both of them, if I'm just being honest.
Oh, after what I saw this week, they off my radar again.
Waxahachie gonna get in there, but man, they gotta learn how to play in the second half, man. Not just this last week, but just even watching the games that they've been winning. It's always coming down to these nail biters and one or two possessions in the second half. And like, man, they gotta put a whole. I know. I remember it was that. I think it was you, J Mac, that put it in there. They gotta learn how to play a whole game. They can't just come in and
but
they can't play a half.
Alonzo.
Yes, sir.
The team that's beating Hatch are teams with exceptionally great quarterbacks.
Period. Thank you, B-Wise.
So
thank you.
Let me leave that there. The team that's beating Hatch are teams with exceptionally quarterbacks.
If you don't have a Keaton Russell or a Capel quarterback,
right?
Like, okay, now let's see. I mean, let's look at who they lost to. Like, don't come at me with no 990 boo boo. Waxahachie lost. Well, hell, they lost to Duncanville.
Hey, Carter Jones and Emmanuel Choice, that's a hell of a 1-2 punch. That's all I'm saying. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch. Right. People are going to see in that district. That is a hell of a 1-2 punch.
I like Lancaster, and I do like their defense. I think that's going to be a great game between Lancaster and Waxahachie. I think Cedar Hill Waxahachie is going to be good. If you want me to be honest, hell, I think Waxahachie got the better quarterback out of both of them.
I'll agree. You know how I feel about sunshine. Yeah. So Waxahachie, like I say, yeah, that's been my pick. Like I said, I'm not gonna mention Beetlejuice. I know he's somewhere in the cut listening. He'll send me a message at 2 a.m. Talking about the show tonight. But yeah, man, I picked up on the jump just like B-Rise did, from the beginning. You cannot count those Waxahachie Indians out. You can't. Because they done summoned the spirit of Justin McLemore. So that tell you how far I go back. Y'all know about Justin McLemore. Y'all look him up in 89, 90, 91 when he went to UT. But man, I'm telling you, they got a squad. And like you said, they had those were two tough games. But I really think, matter of fact, I know this year in all the high schools is different than years past. This is actually the year of the age of the quarterback. And like you said, yeah, I've been noticing a lot of these teams that when they got these quarterbacks that just can take a team, put them on their back and do what they do, those are the ones that come out on. I know there's some coaches that don't believe in, quarterbacks, just put a good athlete out there, but you got some real legitimate D1 quarterbacks that can play, from day one when they move on to the next level, and especially in this area.
I agree.
Right.
What's our next game?
Yeah, that's looking forward to it though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to next week with Cedar Hill and Lancaster. I kind of lost my. I was kind of gonna look forward to the Skyline Duncanville game, but now I just.
Hey, what about the DeSoto Waxahachie?
DeSoto Waxahachie. I mean, do anybody like who's really gonna pick Waxahachie against DeSoto? Like this is
probably just for the hell of it.
You ain't gonna do it.
Not saying I'm going to that game for the hell of it.
Yeah, I mean, and I expect Waxahachie to give them hell for a half, like they always do, right?
Oh hell, they gonna get their ass blew out.
But you know what? That's the good thing. That's a good thing for Hatch though, because the two toughest teams in the district, they gonna have them out of the way first 2 weeks, and so now they're gonna be able to put it together.
Hey, North Crowley pissed DeSoto off. Everybody finna catch them haymakers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, just know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody finna catch it. Even Duncanville, they finna put belts at everybody's ass on their route to another championship.
Who?
DeSoto.
Oh, you back on DeSoto bandwagon?
I never left.
Hey, man.
The same thing with soccer. They finna put belt to everybody's asses on the way to another championship.
Oh, you back on sock? You try to get on good gracious?
Nah, I still fuck them. I mean, that flipped out. But go ahead. That's next.
Hey man, can we give a shout out to North Florida for handling B. Rod Lake Ridge, man? Good Lord, Lake Ridge.
No, hell no.
North Florida beat somebody?
Yeah, they 2-2.
They won 2
Legend back, right? Legend back.
Yeah, they won 2 in a row.
Let me ask y'all a question. This is a quick question, y'all. If your high school good in baseball, basketball, track, you good at every goddamn sport but football. I'm just asking, what did that tell you, man? What y'all think about that? From girls to boys, you good at every sport. You good, but football. What does that mean?
I'm gonna be good tonight. That means that definitely means you got the athletes. You may start looking at who's coaching on the gridiron, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, what you got, Swag?
I'm sorry, B-Rod. I didn't even hear the question because that comment just down there took me out my chair.
I'm just saying you good. I'm just saying, J Matt, you good at every sport, girls or boys, track, volleyball, baseball. You good at everything but football. I don't know. They just raised my blood pressure. Look at this scope, man.
Well,
need to give me the girl.
I think what's bad is they got a great junior high and it just not translating to the damn high school.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem.
B-Rod,
every year.
You know you're my brother and I love you to death, but them Jet Duffy days are over.
Well, hey, B-Rod said he for the support Mansfield. He ain't worried about
it. Yeah, I'm Mansfield now. I'm gonna give me a brand. I'm gonna give me a brand black shirt.
I watched J-Man, you with me out there that night. I watched Jeff Duffy beat the soul. And they were trying to fight the coach afterwards because they lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, them Jeff Duffy days over.
Hey man, can we give a shout out to Ross City, man? Shout out to Ross City, man.
Oh yeah, they won 2 in a row.
The fighting Buckies. Let's go, Buckies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that quarterback, Jamie on, he's real, man. I sent a message to his mom. He got a new code name. He's the man. He's the man. Like I say, I got scouts everywhere. My brother and they center are actually next door neighbors, and they good friend with their quarterback. I knew he was gonna give us trouble up here at Braswell. I knew. I said, if y'all contain him, but they just couldn't do it. Man, that Roy City coach, he got something in that QB. He got something in still got a couple more years to go with him, man. He's good, man.
Yeah.
That's another D1 caliber athlete.
Yeah, he threw for 121 and a touchdown and ran for 48 and a touchdown. Looked like he got a little something.
Rock City, yeah, that district though. Whew.
It's tough.
Sub district.
It's tough.
Boy, it'd be sad for some teams too. Them district they put them in, like, man, why?
But we give them a shout out, man.
Oh yeah.
Woodrow beat up on my boys, man. God, we ain't gonna talk about it. We gonna keep on strolling.
We gonna skip that.
Hey man, big shout out to South Oak Cliff. Shout out to Bradshaw. My guy Bradshaw.
On a serious note, I was just aside. Shout out to him though, man. If they wanted to, they could have hung 100. But shout out to the coaching staff for just saying,
yeah,
we're gonna stop at 62. We're gonna go on, call it off on them.
Man, shout out to Stop.
Shout out by halftime of the Cedar Hill game.
Right. You know what? Shout out to Stop for having the parents pick their kids up before 10 o'clock.
But now, on a serious note, shout out to Coach Todd for another win, man. It's always good to see a African American coach rack them wins up. That's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, I want to see Coach Todd be in the same class with G.A. Moore and all of them. And I'm being serious right now. So shout out to that win.
Spruce ain't got no black coach.
I don't know. He ain't got no wins.
God damn, boy.
God damn.
Don't be talking about you love the black coaches. You always
Nah, but Coach Todd is actually making waves. He's a 2-time state champion. He's on that he's in that conversation. When his career ends, he'll have a feature on Bally's or something with G.A. Moore and all them other great coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. So I want to see that. I want to see when it's all said and done, he in the class with them. G.A. Moore's and yeah.
You said it, though.
It's the truth.
Shout out to Jack, man. Is Jack gonna make Coach of the Week this week? We got to put some pressure on Pat. 5'8".
Yeah, we got to put that's Pat. Come on, Pat. We got to put pressure on Pat for that.
Oh no, I take that back. He made it last week. He did.
Oh, he did make you all right.
He did.
My bad.
He made what?
That's your week.
But they play WT White next week. That's gonna be a nice game.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be
on Friday.
On Friday.
Let's go, J Mac.
I can't, man. Coach Fleener is bringing the red. I'm going to Forney, baby. I'm with them Jackrabbits and them Falcons. Yep. I'm gonna go see Coach Fleener. And what's my guy over there at North Forney?
Shavers, yes.
Yeah, Coach Shaver from the mean streets of Allen. I'm going over there. And hey, man, I want to see. I want to see how that play out because North Forney won 2 in a row. They got their quarterback, and a lot of people say now. I'm not saying this me. A lot of people say that if North Forney would have had their starting quarterback, they would have beat Skyline.
I agree.
I told y'all, Coach Shaper is one of the great minds of high school football. I got to see firsthand what he did at the McKinney High. Yeah, he's a mastermind. He's always in the lab. That's why I knew when again Beetlejuice. How many times about that? Is that 3 times I'm saying Beetlejuice? When Beetlejuice tried to say no, I'm like, it's one thing. Like I say, when you see film, it's another thing, and you all know because y'all go, and that's why I would give a shout out to y'all to go to these games, and when y'all interact with the coaches, and when the coaches have it's something that it's not something that can't be transferred. It's not tangible. You just know they have it, and Coach Shapers is that coach that has it, and those kids will run through a brick wall for him because he's just that type of coach.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see it, dog. Because this is like this the rivalry game, right? This the game that
yes, sir.
That you gotta have. You know what I'm saying? If you the coach at North Forney or Forney, this the game that you gotta have.
Yep, the winner get bush chicken.
Yeah, the winner gonna get the first pick in the transfer portal.
Well, yo, man, J-Mac, you gassed up tonight because you need to leave tonight to get there because there's only one way in and one way out. If you wait till Friday to get, you might well you're not gonna be able to find a hotel in Forney. So you got a motel or you got some kinfolk out there. You're not gonna be able to get in, man. I'm telling you, that traffic is horrible.
Hey, Motel 6, leave the light on for you. Yeah, I know, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the game of the week, though. That North Forney game, that's going to be the game.
I think I'm going with my buddy J-Mac on that. J-Mac, I think I'm going with you to that one.
Hey, I need to know who all going by tomorrow.
I'm going.
Yeah,
that's how you know. I'm in.
I'm leaving the house at 3 o'clock, though. I got to leave the house 4 hours early.
Oh,
wait a minute. Who Duncanville got this week?
We're going to go to that wing spot out there, man. It's a wing spot out there. Out there in Forney, man. God, I forgot the name of it.
I know you're talking about it, but I'm in.
We're going to go there, and we're going to get there early, man, because we beating all traffic. So we got to get there.
You better leave at noon, man. Or I'll tell you what. since our main man still will with the president, man, y'all can get in the Air Force One, man. I'm gonna drop y'all off.
That's what I'm talking about.
You must got kicked out the dinner.
First class traffic. Yeah. Thug style.
Hey, he must got kicked out the dinner. He over here in the chat.
Oh damn. There you go.
But yeah, man, no. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, man. I am looking forward to that game. That's the game for me. That's the game for me. I like that game, man. Now, let's go on and get to it. We got to get to it, Lonzo. Talk to us about this Anna Lovejoy, man. The people want to know.
Uh-oh.
People want to know how the hell you scored 62 points and lose.
All right. There are two things that I said, starting out. One, those black uniforms were immaculate. But you can't wear them when it's 100 degrees. You can't do it. You can't. Who was the boxer that came out in that rubber suit and got the brake beat off of him?
Yeah.
You can't.
Adrian Broner, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can't come out there like that, man.
That was Wilder.
Who?
Deontay.
Oh.
Yeah, Wilder. Remember he came out there, man, that old what do you call them, scuba diving suit, man. You can't come out. You in all black and it's 100 degrees, man. So you know it's 120 out there with them uniforms on. But truthfully, it was at the beginning. It was a lot of mental mistakes. Like it was a kickoff. It was a kickoff that was literally dropped. That gave Lovejoy the ball at the 25-yard line. Ziondre on fourth down was getting ready to punt, and the center hiked it low, and so he went down on one knee to get it. The ball's dead right there. Now it's inside the 10. So you just giving up, and then there was a fumble also inside their own 20. So that's 3 touchdowns right there because they cashed in with the points, and that's why at one point because it was 21-13, and then from there it just kind of the floodgates open. But I will give it to them. You know, they came back and fought, and it's one of those deals that Coach Todd Dodds, like I say, he talked about Coach Jason Todd, talked about G.A. Moore. Of course, Coach Todd is in the Hall of Fame already, like I say, and been in the Hall of Fame for some years, and it just gets down to one of those things. But I tell you, it came down to actually 2 plays. One, it was Gentry, one of the best cornerbacks, like I say, in the state of Texas, against Lovejoy's Florida State commit. On Lovejoy's last drive, their final drive when they scored, he did a Utah mouse catch on Gentry. It was one of those things because Gentry had him covered. I mean, he had him like Linus in the blanket. He had him. And he just came up with the catch. And then after that, he scored a touchdown on the next play. And the next series, the last series, Andre was driving him down. Chumley got a 35-yard screen pass. And, they got inside the 20. And on the third down play, Ziondre got hit from behind. He had already tweaked his calf. He was just, cramping. And so when the D lineman fell on his calf, he couldn't even get up. So on the fourth down play, he's throwing off of 1 foot. He could have run it in because he had the space, but his calf was bothering him, and he ended up throwing an interception on the last play of the game. So I give credit to Lovejoy. Like I said, y'all know I have no shame. I love, Coach Todd, even Baby Todd out there at South Lake Carroll, and shout out to his promotion too, to being moved up to AD. But it's one of those things that you gotta take your lumps But yeah, man, I have already told the Booster Club, the quarterback club, and Coach Coach Parr, I'm invested in pickle pops. Because they will have pickle pops on the sideline. Like I say, no excuses for the loss, But the fact is that they know they can play in 5A because when you score 62 points, you can play. And I told Beetlejuice, that's 4 times. I told Beetlejuice that the defense was going to struggle because you had a lot of outstanding offensive players from last year that have now converted over to the defensive side, and they just got to learn how to play as a unit. But shout out to Cash Money. Cash really stood up. Y'all don't know number 25. He was a youngster last year on that linebacker core. He's the only linebacker coming back from the state championship squad. But, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, we're going to be all right. So any questions out there? I can't read the chat. So go ahead, Swagger Sway. I know you got something you're going to say. Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead. Hit me.
I just want to say 66-62. That's one of the kind of games, honestly, man, I'll jokes aside from the page earlier. That's what kind of game I'd be interested in looking at, though, because, hell, you seeing a damn score down there every play. Is that how it was?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. And when they were out of it, what sparked them to come back, because at one point, they were down 28 points. So everybody's pretty much thinking the game was over. But on the kickoff return, Zay Gentry took one to the house. And I mean, it was a beautiful thing because he really had one hand on the ground. They thought he was down and he just took off. And that was a spark when they started coming back and turning it into a game. It was just a couple of plays here and there. Going into the half, I knew when they started cutting into the score, I said, yep, they got something here. They got something. So they finally learning how to play together. That defense really stood up. Like I said, it was 2 plays that the backup running back for Lovejoy got the ball on the sweep and took it to the house. That was the first series of the third quarter. They still fought back. And like I said, that one you got mouse catch, like I say, because Gentry's the man. He can do it. He plays both. Really, all 3 phases he plays. But that, it just came down to really those 2 plays on defense. If they could have made those 2 plays, we'd be talking about a victory versus, being on the other side of the column.
My thing is this about y'all, man. Y'all in familiar territory. Remember last year, y'all in Solana went to what 3 overtimes?
Yes, sir.
They were like 40, 47, 45, something like that.
Yeah, that game that Step went to. Step, do not come to this Melissa Anna game. Do not.
I just find it ironic in the chat that the Soto fans are laughing at y'all for y'all points, but the Nation does not have a 57-51 loss. Anyway,
hey.
Yeah, I'm on one tonight. But anybody can get it. Call 1-800 Swaggy-Deliver. But my team lost, man. I'm on. But no, Lonzo, seriously though, them the kind of slug out games that y'all are known for though. Like, as far as Lovejoy go, did they have like a high scoring game like this year already too with somebody else?
Yeah, the previous game they won. I think they got hit up 70. They hung 70 points on one of the Frisco teams in the district. Yeah. So they were already one district game in, and I can say this one thing that really hurt, and I joked about it in the chat. It was this one game on, one game off, because Anna had a scrimmage, right, and then they couldn't find a second scrimmage, and then they played Oakland, team out of Tennessee, right, and then they came back and played Gunner, and no offense to Gunner, but that was not a good matchup, to get Anna ready. And then you take another week off. So there's really no rhythm, coming into this game, because to where Lovejoy had already been playing, Anna had a bye week last week. So you got to start, especially the beginning of the season, you got to start, getting in the rhythm of the game, especially when your defense really hasn't played together like that. Because your offense, you say they're gonna click, because they like I said, they went down and really came down to the wire with 7-on-7. So Ziondre already has a rapport with all of his receivers because they played together doing 7-on-7 this summer. Where your defense is, getting to know each other. Like I said, you got Rogers, who's there, he was the backup running back last year. He's really spared a lot, especially when Chumley got hurt. So now he's playing safety. You got Bowen, who was one of the receivers last year on the state championship team, is now playing corner. So you got all these players that have not really played together as a unit. But as I say, as they start playing, they'll get along, and y'all gonna see a difference.
To be a championship team, you gotta have that defense is the number one key. So you can't go down the line, especially into the playoffs, put up that many points and get up that many points. At some point, that's gonna derail your season. Just like last night game could have been a playoff. I mean, not last night, but Friday night could have been a playoff game, and you lose like that. So going forward, y'all got to tighten that defense up out there. Same thing for Lovejoy. Shit, they don't tighten their defense up. There's no way in hell they compete with like the Sox and anybody else that put up points. So it's gonna be interesting going forward for all y'all. I think Melissa defense is pretty solid.
They have a good defense. Melissa, and that's I keep saying what I said. I really honestly think this one, I'm a homer, but I'm gonna put it this way. I really think this week that Anna is gonna beat Melissa, and Melissa is gonna beat Lovejoy, and somewhere in there that Emerson is gonna take a couple of L's. They looking good. Emerson's looking good too, but I really think they're gonna take a couple of L's in district.
Yeah,
and it's gonna come down to that tie-breaking factor. But all of them are gonna get in. I don't see any other team sneaking up. I thought Denison at first. Denison has got a outstanding running back, but he's on JV. So Denison coaches, man, put your best players out there. I know some old school coaches are like they don't believe in playing youngsters, but I'm like, if your best player is a sophomore, move that sophomore up, let him play.
Yeah.
Let him play.
Do you feel like this week against Melissa, this is you have to have a win?
You got to
for playoff wise.
Yeah, because you can't go 0-2 in district. You just can't. Not in this district. It's gonna be hard to battle back. So yeah, this is a game that Anna gotta have, and knowing Coach Paul and knowing his offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams coaches, it's all in. It's all in. But they gotta have. If y'all listen to me, Coach Paul, I know you listen to this show too. I know you do. You listen to it on YouTube. Pickle juice. I got y'all pickle pops. They're gonna be delivered Thursday. You're gonna have your pickle pops. You got us because they cramping. They're cramping out there.
And my last question before Jay may come back. My last question is this: who y'all by district of the district? Like who y'all face in the by district? Like what other district? Like what team?
We got that Argyle and that district.
So you can be staring at an Argyle, Seguin, that district.
Yeah, it's Argyle and
Argyle,
Colleyville Heritage. That's by again 5 times. I know he's gonna pop up. Beetlejuice keeps saying, they're gonna be one and done. But I honestly think I know that's a tough district, but I honestly think that the district that Anna, Melissa, Emerson, Lovejoy is tougher than this Argyle, Colleyville district. I know I'll make some people upset by saying that, but it really is a tough district. When they get out of there, I don't see them being any of those teams being one and done. I know that Lovejoy is on a mission to see SOC eventually, and then I also know that Melissa is also, because I'm still back to the bully ball. I don't think Melissa ever got over that bully ball, man. It didn't turn out too well.
Yeah.
Okay, my thing, like I said, my thing is this: if Seguin does finish number 1 in that district, whoever got 4th place team gonna have hell on their hands. Them guys can flat out ball.
Yeah. If they're a slow team, they in trouble. I'm gonna be honest.
They in trouble. Them dudes is fast.
Them dudes fast, dog. But I do want to say one thing about this game, Lonzo. I was highly impressed with the penalties. That many points, and look at the penalties. And and I saw what people talking about. They want to talk about Cedar Hill Skyline. Yeah, we could talk about it. We could talk about the 40 penalties that was in the freaking game that made the game last 4 hours. It was different ass teams that was doing dumbass penalties all god doggone game. It didn't end till 11 o'clock.
Damn, that's how long that game was that long?
Well, we left. Shit.
I know y'all did.
Yeah, that game, because I was, like I said, I was catching all the games on that's why I try to tell my man, I'm like, man, you gotta have 2 phones while you live at a game and catch all the action. That was a long game, man. I don't, like I said, penalties and that right there is gonna cost a lot of teams as you get deeper in the district. And if you make it, to the playoff run, you gotta clean up those penalties, man. They think because athletic ability alone is not gonna get it when you got teams that are disciplined. You can't just get in there and think that you're gonna win a game because you're the most athletic squad.
So many penalties, man. I swear, it was like just weird stuff, man. It was just like late hit for no reason. Like look at this, dog. This is the Cedar Hill Skyline. This is what everybody want to talk about, right? 17 freaking penalties, dog.
That'll cost you.
That a whole football field.
Man. Who got the most? Skyline?
No.
Cedar Hill did.
17 with the Cedar Hill. And I'm like, and a lot of them penalties was just ridiculous. It wasn't even necessary. Just like
after the play, after unsportsmanlike, son.
Yeah, just like late hits for no reason. Like just they just go slap the hell out of somebody. Just like why?
Yeah, they got to get that, like I say, under control. I saw that. That's because I just don't look at the score. I'm like you, J Mac. I go and look at the box scores. I look at the stats, and that right there is going to cost you. Because if somebody, when it comes down to it, whether you go to the playoffs or not, and you have an undisciplined player that decides, hey, the receiver or the running back is out of bounds by 5 yards, and you still want to get in a hit, just so you can talk smack. Like, nah, that's not the way to do it. You got to stay disciplined because you got a whole lot of teams that are not as athletic that they're going to be facing, and when you line them up, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford a 15-yard penalty for a late hit. That changes your whole season. That changes the ball game.
Yeah, and it's gonna have you blame the ref talking about they cheating.
Let's talk about that one, James. I want to talk about that one right there.
I'm gonna bring this one up because it's the other game they say they want to talk about. Look at this. 12 penalties. I'm disappointed in Waxahachie. Duncanville. 13 penalties for 125 yards at home.
Well, besides the penalty, I want to talk about.
Great. I know you're great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Duncanville is great. But you're not going to beat North Crowley or North Shore with that.
Yeah, you got to cut that out.
I'm just keeping it real. You're great.
Yeah, because North Crowley is very disciplined, and I'll give it to Lancaster too. Because if you saw that anybody, and I'll say this, I didn't give Lancaster enough credit coming into the season. But that Lancaster North Crowley game, Lancaster is disciplined. North Crowley is disciplined. And when you look in and saying, okay, athletically, and my man Coach Brookers, I love you, but athletically, Duncanville and North Crowley match up. That's a good matchup. So if it comes down to a team that's not disciplined and doing a lot of dumb penalties, that's gonna cost them the ball game.
Hey, so I can do you one. I can do you one better, Zoe. North Crowley is what, 4-0, right?
Yes, sir.
Out of all 4 losses, who gave them the toughest game?
Lancaster. Yep, by far. Because I remember some of them coming there when B-Rise, did you say they were going to? Who said they were going 10-0? That North Crowley was going 10-0 this year. Was that you? That was you, Swaggy.
I said 16-0.
Yeah, you said 16-0, and everybody laughed after week 1. But then they started to see, like, wait a minute, Lancaster was better than we thought, because North Crowley really started rolling, and they came in there and did what they did at the Soto. So it's like, yeah, man, they really starting to see man, I hate to say this. I hate to say it. But Lancaster may get that. I think they're gonna get that 4th spot, man.
3rd.
Okay, so give me this then. Give me this. Who are your 4 teams out of that district then, Lonzo?
Oh,
you know I got Duncanville, DeSoto, and you can switch it up any way you want to. That's 1, 2. I really think Duncanville, if they cut down on the penalties, they'll beat DeSoto this year because they mad about what happened last year. If they don't, then DeSoto's gonna win that game. I still got Hatch. I still got Sunshine in that number 3 slot. And I hate to say that, little cuz, because I got a little cousin that played for Cedar Hill up there at Chill. They're gonna be on the outside looking in, man. I really think that because I think Lancaster is gonna take that 4th spot. So I think it's gonna be Duncanville, DeSoto. You can swap them out 1A, 1B, Hatch, and then Lancaster.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I'm gonna say this about that. Cedar Hill played Lancaster this week.
Yep.
That game right there is gonna do. That's gonna pretty much. Look at y'all getting on my girl nerves, man. Look at that. Y'all leave her alone.
What they do to her?
Y'all don't bring. See how they PB. And that's why I was trying to tell my man Coach Gordon. I mean, you come on the dub, and you know what I'm saying. You showing us love. You gonna start getting the hate. Everybody hate North Crowley all of a sudden. We've been telling them, you know what I'm saying. First, wasn't nobody studying North Crowley. Now everybody want to talk about on the bad about North Crowley. You know what I'm saying. I told Coach Gates and Coach Harris because we was up. B Rod, we watched that Skyline Cedar Hill game with them. And I told him, I said, man, I'm sorry. I had to apologize to him. I said, man, I'm sorry, man, because y'all got a lot of enemies all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I just took the blame, man. I said, man, I'm sorry, man. Don't nobody like y'all.
Boy.
Don't nobody like y'all. I've been rooting for you. And now, now y'all ain't gonna get no love. I'm sorry. But you're still getting it from us. So that's all that matters. You got it from us from day one. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change.
Speaking of North Crowley, let's talk about North Crowley.
That was that man right there with the coyote shirt on. I did not say that. That was him. He the one said Cedar Hill wasn't gonna make the playoffs.
But see, I prefaced it by this is the deal. I got kinfolk. I just said I got kinfolk that played for Cedar Hill. So can you imagine the family gatherings when I was talking about this all summer long? I'm telling you, I get it. But I gotta say this though, and a lot of people, and I understand y'all love y'all school. Everybody should love their schools. I went to the McKinney High. Have y'all heard me talk about them this year? Coach Shapers is gone. I'm a realist when it comes to any type of sport. I'm not going to get on here and pick a team just because I went to school there or, my great granddaddy helped establish that school. I can't. I got to be real with what I see, and I know we get excited and to see that. But again, you still got to understand something. J Mac just put up the numbers. You got to be disciplined. You cannot play a team that people, and this is why I say all the time, if y'all watch these teams that are not as athletic, but they are disciplined, Lovejoy every year, South Lake Carroll every year.
Oh, you finna get some heat.
Highland Park every year. I can take the heat. I'm not against any team. That's what I'm saying. I'm not against any team. But you know what? It's funny though. When some people come on here, they don't get no heat. They come on here talking crazy. They come on here saying Waxahachie not gonna do it. They do all that kind of stuff. And everybody get love and talking about they the greatest masterminds. They type it on their computers and stuff. But what the formula says, they're in there like Pinky in the brain. They get all kinds of love. Somebody come on here that actually watching the games, that's looking at these players, and folk getting mad. And I'm saying, if I'm gonna put it this way, if the fan base is a reflection of the team, and if the fan base is undisciplined, the team is undisciplined. It goes hand in hand. Like my brother would say, act like you know how to act like you've been somewhere. Act like you've been somewhere.
I give a lot of credit to Sock fan base, though. I might not like them on the internet, but actually at the games, they're real. They good.
Yeah.
The internet fans,
I would go to Sock games.
Yeah,
I would go to Sock games. Like I say, Cedar Hill try to get into it with somebody. Oh man, I'll tell y'all off air. That's what I'm saying though. You gotta have some type of discipline all the way around, but things don't go your way.
Because Cedar Hill got them. I want to be hood black people.
Yeah, but they not hood. Cedar Hill is not hood. Duncanville is not hood. That's why
they want to be from Oak Cliff so bad. They not.
Yeah, they not. They not. Yeah, and I'm not trying to promote another show, but if y'all can look at Charleston White, where he talk about South Oak Cliff is not Oak Cliff. They're two different things. When you talk about South Oak Cliff, we talking about Oak Cliff, where you got the mansions and all that. But then you got South Oak Cliff, Marsalis. You got that. You know what I'm saying? You got Cedar Hill. It's not hood. That's why I say I got kinfolk in Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill is not hood. I go out to that part of the South Side to relax. I go and look at the nice trees and stuff and see the little rabbits and stuff in the forest and all that stuff. That's Cedar Hill. No, y'all not hood. Y'all not that way. Don't be you.
Stuff, man. They see the hood.
J Mac, man, you swagging it today, man.
You got them messed up over there on Hillside, man.
They ain't hood.
Cedar Hill not hood, man.
Let's see the hood, man. Y'all stop disrespecting. But hey, man, this is my last shout out, man. Here you go, right here. This man deserves all his props. Neil Bond.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna bring him up too.
That is the Dub Star Player of the Week by J Mac. I'm gonna start doing this every Sunday, man. Now I ain't gonna lie, part of me picking it is you gonna have to make a little fly ass banner like this. I ain't gonna lie, because I ain't gonna do it. So you gonna have to do it. If you make a fly banner like this with the stats and I see it, then you gonna get nominated. Because I ain't gonna do it. So y'all gonna have to do it. But this is dope, man. I ain't gonna lie. This young man, I saw him pretty much shut down that St. Francis game. He shut that down that last drive, 2 sacks and 4 plays. Shout out to Nehemiah Barner, man, for being a baller. And if you want to keep it honest, he probably one of the best. He probably the best linebacker in the southern sector right now.
Yep.
If you want to just keep it honest, which everybody don't want to do, but he is. He balling. Ain't nobody else putting up them stats. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. Facts over feelings. Y'all know my thing. We do facts over feelings. We ain't into all that. So, hey, man, Lonzo, man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, this was lovely, dog. Still Will thought he was going to leave us hanging. We brought in Lonzo. You did.
I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
We brought
I
in
do,
Lonzo.
man. I appreciate y'all showing. I appreciate y'all showing love to the North Side. We don't get that much love, and especially when I heard G.A. Moore. That bring me back to the good old days. You say names like G.A. Moore, man. You know something about the North Side. We always had some players this way. We just always didn't get to shine all the time. And
you mustn't see my post. You think I was joking? I'm dead ass serious. I am completely done with the South Side. If it ain't Carter, I don't give a damn about it.
No, man, don't give up on him like that, Swaggy.
I'm good. Swaggy said that, did he be talking about how
if it ain't Carter, and DeSoto, I want to do with it.
Hey, I'm gonna answer your question to my man. Do you got better internet, Lamar? Cause I wanted to bring you on, but I didn't know if you were still in the country. Skyline linebackers on the east side, brother. That ain't south. That ain't southern sector.
Hey, well, I'm cool with the east side.
Yeah. So, and shout out to Jason Todd, man. Hey, Todd, your contract is tied to Coach Carr. So when he didn't show up, so that ain't my fault. Talk to Coach Carr. He wanted to go rub elbows with the president. That's all I know. That's all I know. So your contract was written by him, and it's tied to him. So maybe we can get a Tuesday night show out of y'all.
Coach Todd, my man, 50 grand, man. He always keep.
Hey man, look, man, we had Todd was real disrespectful last week. You know what I'm saying? He ran swag off. He caused all kind of ruckus. And this is what we talking about the undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? We had a good show. This was a good show.
That's the reason why I'm done with the South Side.
Yeah. We talked good football. We talked about the games. We got to talk about some North Side teams. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about Coach Gio. We got to talk about the West Side. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about the East Side, Foreign, North Foreign. Like everybody got some love today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got some love today. So
I'll joke aside though, man. I love South Oak Cliff. I know I'm gonna talk about him still. I'm just getting him hell for no reason.
Yeah. So I want all you Bradshaw and Bradshaw, my dog. Bradshaw, you know I love you.
That's my dog there.
Bradshaw, you know I love you, my brother. Bradshaw, I love you, but it ain't my fault. Y'all contact Coach Carr and ask Coach Carr why he did breach your contract. That's Coach Carr fault. It ain't our fault.
I never leave him. So he good.
Yeah. So appreciate you, my brother. Hey man, this is a great show, man. Let's all go to bed. Let's go watch Power, Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? Let's go have some fun, fellas.
Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hugs, putting in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach Carr that's still on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Wick, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
These guys are go easy, off the easy, push easy. With my steppers, our special kids, making plays ain't so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub.
We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF.